Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. Guys, I want to talk about a common concern that comes up pretty much every day in my DMs. You know, I have, both men and women sliding in my inbox saying, yeah, I do want to lose this 30 pounds. I do want to lose the 70 pounds or sometimes even 100 plus. And they just say they're not motivated. And, I get it. You know what I'm saying? If you're overweight and you're having a hard time losing the weight, that can be very stressful. And it can somewhat be hopeless, as hard as that might feel for some people to understand for some people. I want to give y'all an example. So if you've been listening to me for a while, you know that I went to Georgia State University. I played football. And my dream and aspiration was to go to the NFL and, make money, to be able to take care of my family and to be able to support different charities and things like that. I just had my whole life just mapped out. But my dream of going to the NFL came crumbling down. And I went into a depression. And I felt very hopeless and not motivated at all. I went from being this kid I used to be up at like 11, 12 midnight working out while my dad's sitting in the living room in a chair on his phone, and I'm running through hurdles and ladders and doing push-ups and squats and jump rope and all that kind of stuff, to not having really any ambition, because my whole ambition and motivation was to go pro. And so when that basically slipped through my fingers, I lost the motivation to really just go all in and show up on a day-to-day basis. So I felt hopeless, guys, like straight up. Now that I think about it, I was in a really dark time in my life. And so I can understand how you can feel if you do feel hopeless, like you may have gone through, you got into your career, or you started your family, and you look up a couple of years later, you're like, damn, how my body get like this, man? Some of you guys used to play sports. Football, track, baseball, you used to be super athletic. And you look up years later, you're like, damn, I don't even recognize the person I'm looking at in the mirror no more. My clothes don't fit. And depending on how much weight you've gained, you can feel hopeless. And so I understand that, okay? I understand those things. But there's a couple of things I want you to understand in terms of how you need to think about your situation to get motivated. One reason that I wasn't motivated anymore to do anything is because I had zero clarity on where I was headed. Like, I knew I was a broke college player. I was a football player, broke college student at that point, didn't play football no more. But I had already started doing a little bit of personal training here and there just to kind of like pay some bills, because I didn't get a scholarship. I walked on and made the football team. And so I was aware of where I was, broke college student, now depressed because I wasn't playing football no more. So I knew that wasn't going to pan out to be able to, take care of my family. So I knew where I was, but I didn't know where I was going to go. And it took me a while. I even though on a daily basis I was still waking up and, training clients and getting my grades up at Georgia State, I was just like, damn, man, what am I doing with my life? And it wasn't until I became clear on what my next step was going to be, like where I was moving towards. And because if you don't have clarity on what you're working towards, how you go shoot for the target if you don't know what target you're shooting for, guys? You ain't gonna know what to shoot. You're not gonna have the motivation to do it. And so I said to myself, you know what, man, what do I have? I still been training. I've been training people. I've been making a little bit of money doing that. I'm in college. I can still get my degree. And so I said to myself, shoot, man, I'm about to go all in on just getting more clients. I'm about to just get more personal training clients. At that time, I was doing in person. And I was like, I'm going to, end up getting a gym. And so that is what revamp my energy and my motivation to start going hard again on a daily basis. I started learning how to market. I started learning how to sell. I started learning how to communicate more effectively. I got my body in even better shape. And so I was able to start moving with purpose because I had clarity on where I was going. Okay? And so that's the first thing. You have to identify where you are. And be honest with yourself, man. This ain't nobody else, about nobody else's opinion. This ain't about nobody else's perception of where you are. It's about you knowing where you are. If you know you 5'7", 280, you got to be honest with where you are. You can't be like, well, shit, I see this other person on my 600-pound life. They life worse than mine. No, but what about your life? And be honest about how you feel about where your life is right now. If you have high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea. Guys, my granddad passed away from sleep apnea. He had a heart attack in his sleep. And so be aware of where you are, okay? And be honest. Some of y'all have children, right? What's your child's life going to be, or children's life going to be like a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? If you don't start being that positive role model and healthy role model, an example for them, what their life gonna be like? You see what I'm saying? And so you gotta have vision, because vision is what drives decision, okay? And you have to be clear on where you are right now. And you have to have an honest assessment. Most times people only have an assessment is when they go to the damn doctor. But you have to assess your life. And I had to assess my life when I was going through that situation, and give yourself grace, time to be able to process, guys. Process. Like, what do you have? What's going well? What's not going well? What direction do you want to go in? You see what I'm saying? And so these are the first two things you have to understand, because motivation is all about you understanding how to rewire your brain to understand the importance and what's priority and having better perspective. Okay? Knowing where you are, knowing what's the vision of where you want to go. That's the first thing. Second thing is this. Guys, you got to stop listening to every person you see on social media. Just because they got a couple of tens of thousands followers, some people 100,000 followers, don't mean they ass know what the hell they talking about. Okay? You have to listen to professionals. You have to listen to people who've made it out the mud. You have to listen to people who have helped other people like yourself. This is very important. This is how affluent people, because I've read shit tons of books at this point. This is how affluent people make very fast, decisive decisions. They don't waste time, weeks and months and years, reading a whole goddamn bunch of books and looking at YouTube videos for years and years to try to figure out a problem. No. They go to professionals that they see have been in the game for a long time. They look at professionals who have results to show. They look at professionals who show up consistently. That way they can make faster decisions. And so their life doesn't take as long to get to where they want to be at. All right? This is going to help you get faster results. Last thing is this. Some people you're trying to move away from pain. Then other people are moving towards a goal. And I think at times we go through both. All right. I remember at one point in my life, I used to be so goddamn broke. My whole motivation was, I don't want to go broke. I was moving away from pain. But then we get to a point in our life where we're comfortable, right? I'm comfortable. Everything's paid for, but I still want to grow more. So now I'm moving towards something. I'm moving towards a better life. Life is okay. I'm comfortable, but I want it to be better. I want to be able to take care of more people. I want to have an even bigger impact. And so we go through both. Okay? And so how can you leverage what I just said? Are you the person who you may have gained 50 pounds, 75 pounds, 100 pounds? You might be in a situation where the moving away from pain is going to motivate you more. And you have these people out here who say, oh, love yourself. You just love yourself and everything, sunshines and roses. Man, damn all that. Sometimes you have to leverage your negative energy. Sometimes you do, man. Sometimes, like, they even have interviews with LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Well, I don't know about LeBron, but Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, how they can like create problems in their mind on why they need to go harder, why they need to get better, why they need to get stronger, why they need to get faster, why they need to become an even better basketball player or just athlete in general. All right, look at these things. Like it's proven. All right, and so you might be the person that says, man, I don't want to end up having type 2 diabetes. I don't want my toe to get cut off. I don't want my foot to get cut off. I don't want to lose a leg. I don't want to end up on the CPAP machine and my boo thing looking at me get hooked. I'm hooking myself up to a CPAP machine before I go to sleep. You moving away from pain because you don't want to experience those things. Or if you are experiencing those things, you don't want to continue to experience those things. So you're moving away from pain. Or maybe your clothes don't fit the way they used to because you gained weight. And you're like, shit, man, I really don't want it to get no worse. I've had plenty of coaching clients who joined my coaching program because of that. One of my coaching clients named Ann. She's down over 90 pounds now. Been inside my coaching program. And one of the things that she wanted to do when she joined, she was like, Jay, I want my clothes to fit better. Like, I can't fit my clothes no more. I'm tired of being a big girl when I'm going to church and we talking about how big I am. And moving away from pain. And so, is your motivation to move away from the pain? Or is your motivation to move towards a better future? Maybe you want to have a flat stomach because you want to go on vacations and feel happy about the photos. Maybe you want to do more with your family, and when you look at the photos, you like, yeah, I look good. Man, I'm so proud of me. Your family and your kids and your wife, your husband, whoever it is, they clapping for you. They celebrating you because they see you taking care of yourself. You moving towards, a promising life, a better quality of life. And so most people are motivated off of moving away from pain. Like that's just how, like we're built. All right, we want to move away from pain and fear. Like for example, if you know the weight you've gained, your clothes don't fit, your ankles and your knees aching all the time, you're taking blood pressure medication, type 2 diabetic medication, dealing with erectile dysfunction. Nobody don't want to deal with that shit. That's painful. It's painful, man. You don't feel comfortable and confident dating because you're like, damn, and I just don't feel comfortable and proud about how I'm looking. Shit, I don't want to talk to nobody right now. That's pain. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand you. You got to understand how does your brain work? Are you moving away from pain? Does that give you more energy to do what you need to do? Maybe you had a bad breakup. Maybe somebody took your boo because they was in better shape than you. They was healthier than you. They was more active and more motivated and more excited about life than you were at that time. Shit, go out and get better. Go out and become a better version of yourself. Get healthier. Get fit. Get in shape. get a better body so you can launch that business or start climbing in the ladder of your career. Guys, I've leveled up so many times after bad breakups. I'm like, oh, I need to get better. It's something about me. Like, I need to improve myself, and not pointing the finger. Everybody is so quick to point the finger at other people. But what about you? What did you have to do that took place in that situation? Whether you got fired, maybe you were too tired all the time, maybe you were overweight, maybe you weren't going over and beyond because you didn't have the mental capacity to do it. But if you were in shape, you'd be able to do more. You see what I'm saying? Or maybe you're that person right now in your life, you comfortable, but you want more. You hungry. You type A personality like me. You like your boy, man. I always want a little bit more. Shit, I got 50 plus coaching clients. I want 100 done. Once I get to 100, I'm going to want 150. Shit, I'm at 130 something thousand followers on Instagram. Shit, I want 150,000 followers on Instagram. I want 200,000. You might be that person. That may motivate you because it's a standard for you to just keep on growing. You want to keep leveling up. That's just the type of person you are. Everybody ain't like that. Some people, they lose 5-10 pounds. Oh shit, man, I'm just going to stop now. I'm feeling myself a little too much. But if you got that dog and if you stay hungry, you'll be like, shit, man, 10 pounds ain't enough. But I want to look even sexier. I want to look even better. I want to make my friends and family, when they come and see me and they see what I'm looking like when the spring and summertime come around, they like, God damn, what you been eating on? How many days a week you be working out? It's one of the easiest forms of like just gaining a little bit more status. And people may not say it, but they think it. They think it. You pull up in your nice little BMW, your nice little Mercedes Benz, your G-Wagon, you know what I'm saying? You feel a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? You feel a little bit like people know I'm out here doing something right. You know what I'm saying? When you taking care of your body and you walk into a room and people, they might be like, shit, I don't know who that is, but man, they just got a glow about themselves. Like one of my coaching clients named Fred, who just joined like a week or two ago. He like, man, coach, I already feel the difference, man. He said he told me he walked into somewhere and the lady was like, man, your skin is just glowing, man. What's going on with you? Like something's different. He taking care of himself. He working out. He eating right. Guys, your life can change so much faster than what you think if you start getting very intentional and disciplined with the right habits to change your life. Like, guys, and motivation is going to come and go. It's going to come and go. There's plenty of days I don't feel like working out. There's plenty of days I don't feel like eating, sockeye salmon and asparagus. But I do it out of habit and discipline at this point. And it being a standard on how I want to live and look in my life and the things I want to accomplish. Some people just don't have high standards. If you don't have high standards, you'll put anything in your body, anytime, all the time. You won't care. But when you start to raise your standards, you start to raise your standards of living. You start making sure that you're getting to sleep. And so that way you feel good. You got energy. You ain't stressing like crazy. You start making sure you're exercising. You start making sure you're eating right. That way your body ain't getting bent all out of shape and you feeling tired and depressed and in ruts all the time. It's because of your standard of living. But this is how you rewire your brain to get motivated and also start to execute, man. Start to execute with the right habits and routines. That way you can get the results you want to keep them. All right. Hopefully y'all found this podcast helpful. With that said, we out of here. Let's get it. All right. Let me scroll down, see if we got any comments. This really helps me work out daily. Hey, I'm glad you find it helpful. How did you start that assessment? Start the assessment with knowing where you are now and where you want to go. What's the vision? What's the goal? People who are just like, yeah, I just want to get in shape. Well, what does that look like? The more tangible you can make what you want to accomplish, the better it's going to be. All right? Just getting in shape, that ain't enough. Getting in shape, does that mean you want to lose 30 pounds? Does that mean you want to lose 50? Does that mean you want to go from 30% body fat down to 13? And so that way you can see your abs? You got to get crystal clear on what you want to accomplish. And I heard this from Jim Rohn. He's like a motivational speaker. The late, great Jim Rohn. He was like, most people don't do well because they don't have enough reasons to do well. But when you have enough reasons to do well, you'll do better. And part of your vision is stacking up enough reasons to keep going, even when you're not motivated. It could be you want to be healthy for the people that you love and care about. It could be you're not happy with where you are in life. You're like, man, I want to keep growing. I want to do more. And I want to live more. I want to enjoy my life more. You know what I'm saying? You got to have more reasons. Shit, you got mom and dad. You want to be able to take care of them as they get older. Some people never even think about that. Like, don't you want to have enough energy and be healthy enough and fit enough to be able to support your parents when they get older? If you do, you're going to start doing things that, like now, to make sure that you'll be able to do those things when you get older. A lot of people don't think about these reasons, but that don't mean they don't exist. It's all about understanding and having a perspective. Some of y'all have children. Some of your children are very young right now. You know, they may be 2, 3, 5, 6, and your weight you're getting heavier and heavier. Stomach getting bigger and bigger. Like, guys, it don't take a rocket scientist to know if you keep on gaining weight, stomach keep getting bigger, you're going to start having health issues. Like shit. Even health insurance, once they start seeing your body getting to a certain point, they increase how much you have to pay on a monthly basis for health insurance. Because the likelihood of you developing health risk is higher when you start gaining more and more weight. This shit is not, you don't have to even guess on it. This is fact. And so you have to take care of yourself. If you keep gaining more and more weight, even though you may not have type 2 diabetes right now, or high blood pressure right now, or hypertension, or sleep apnea, it don't mean that it won't catch up to you. It don't mean that you won't not have it at some point if you could continue to have the habits that you have right now. And so you got to start making changes, especially if you have kids, especially if you then got married to somebody, you have a life partner, and they signed up for something that they didn't even want to sign up for. They didn't know that you was going to gain so much heavy weight, gain so much weight to the point where you got all these health issues now, that now they got to deal with you gaining weight. Now they got to deal with you being tired as hell all the time. Now they got to deal with you having high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes. They're worrying and stressing, hoping that, man, what's going to happen 5 or 10 years from now if they keep heading in this direction? Like, what's my life going to be like? What's the kids' life going to be like if they don't start making some changes? These are things you got to start thinking about. And these are things that these are not comfortable and happy thoughts. These are thoughts that cause a little bit of discomfort. And this discomfort can motivate you. You should not be using discomfort to just fall into depression and just be like, oh, woe is me. I'm just going to be in a rut. No. Be like, shit, man, you know what? I'm not motivated to hit this gym, but damn, I want to be around for my kids. Well, I really don't want to eat this food, this fruit and this vegetables and this protein, but man, if it's going to help me be around for my kids and have energy to be able to do more for my family, man, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Sometimes it's the uncomfortable thoughts that motivate you. It's not always about moving towards something. It's about moving away from the pain and the challenges and the fears. And those fears are real. Yes, some people fear type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Folks dying every day. what that movie? I'm not even gonna say it. But people die every day, B. People die every day. and a lot of people are dying from their weight, their health, things that could be completely avoided. Type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea, heart disease, completely avoided. But it's all about your decisions or lack of decision to be like, man, let me get my ass up and go make some changes. It ain't gonna be easy. Stop following all these snowflake influencers out here who say everything gonna be easy. You just affirm yourself every day. Keep affirming I'm fit. Your ass can say you fit all day long until you blue in the face, but until your ass go hit them weights and make dates with the weights, ain't shit gonna change. Until you start tracking and understanding how much you eating, ain't shit gonna change. You gotta start with acting. Act it, put it into place, start running the plays, and your life will start changing, man. But if you just thinking that motivation just go one day come and slap you in the face, shit ain't gonna happen. For some of y'all, motivation done already slaps you in the face, you just ignoring it. Via your problems and your weight and your clothes not fitting. You're not happy with the way your body looking. That's motivation slapping you in the face right there. But you ain't changing. God is giving you the opportunities. God is giving you the reasons to change. But you're ignoring them. You are ignoring the red flags. Red flags are reasons to help you get off your ass. In other words, that's a red flag. When you start noticing your knees and your back is aching and your clothes ain't fitting, red flag. It's time to get motivated to take your ass to the gym. Red flag. It's time to put down the Debbie cakes. Red flag. Time to put down the sweet teas and lemonades. But if you keep ignoring the red flags, they get worse. Yo, appreciate you for tapping in and listening to the podcast episode today. Hopefully you found it valuable. And if you did and you want to learn more about how I can help you lose the big ass stomach, transform your body, and get your health on point, DM me real results over on Instagram at JJacksonOfficial for more information. And I'll reach back out to you to do what I can to help you hit those health and fitness goals. Let's get it.